The families of those killed on 9/11 want those questions answered, looming for almost 20 years about Saudi Arabia. The U.S. Justice Department says it does plan to review previously withheld documents about the al-Qaeda terrorist attack to determine whether or not they can be released to the public. Many have long sought their release, claiming that those documents will expose alleged complicity by the Saudis, accusations the kingdom has always denied. Among those demanding answers is Terry Strada. Her husband, Tom, was at work in the North Tower of the World Trade Center and was killed. She now is the national chair for the group 9/11 Families and Survivors United for Justice Against Terrorism. Terry Strada joins us now. First, Ms. Strada, our condolences to you on the loss of your husband.
Thank you very much.
Of course. What do you want to know about the Saudis?
I want to know everything about the Saudis. I want to know what agents they had here operating, allowing these hijackers to find their housing and to take their airplane lessons and to get their bank accounts. I want to know about all the agents that the kingdom sent here to the United States and had on American soil, working with these hijackers, planning and plotting the murder of my husband and 3,000 other innocent people.
The Saudis, as you know, deny it.
Oh, yes, they deny it, but they also fight vehemently for these documents to stay hidden. So what are they so afraid of that's in these documents that will come out? It was a 10-year investigation into the Saudis that has been kept from the American public for way too long. And we are now asking for a full declassification review process. We stood with senators a week ago. Senators Menendez introduced the 9/11 Transparency Act, and that will mandate that the DOJ has to cooperate and release these documents.
What do you suspect is in these secret files?
I suspect there's names and places and the operatives that were involved and who was telling those operatives to act. I'm sure that there are Saudi nationals that do not want their names associated to the 9/11 attacks that were certainly part of the financing of the attacks, the planning, the plotting, the aiding, and the abetting. It did not happen in a vacuum. It happened because there were handlers sent here by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on American soil to meet and greet the hijackers and then to assist them while they planned and plotted for 12 to 18 months the terrorist attack that took my husband's life, my children's father, and all these other wonderful, beautiful souls. And all these people that have, sick and died since then. Everyone deserves an answer, and so do the American people. If we don't get to the truth about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the role that they played in murdering thousands on 9/11, we cannot fully protect ourselves going forward.
15 of the 19 hijackers were Saudis. You wrote in an op-ed in USA Today that Saudi agents were involved in supporting the attacks. There have been those reports that a Saudi princess, gave money to the wife of someone in San Diego who was a friend of two of the hijackers. They'll say, well, it's charity. These people needed money. We're helping Saudi citizens come here and help them and support them and get them on their feet. Nothing nefarious. Do you buy that?
Mm-hmm. Not at all. Not at all. And I think through the investigations into 9/11, the charities that they set up were set up with the purpose of funding terrorist activities. I think definitely that's in these reports. That princess's money, there was money going through Prince Bandar's wife's bank account from the Saudi consulate in Washington, D.C. out to these hijackers. And these hijackers were not just your regular, Saudi national maybe coming here to go to school. No, they were known terrorists. They were on the terrorist list. They were up to nefarious no good, and they were trained by al-Qaeda. They came from Afghanistan, Pakistan, countries that harbored terrorists. And so we want the answers that are in these documents. And no, the kingdom is not innocent here.
And finally, your husband, Tom, he was 41 years old, executive vice president of Cantor Fitzgerald, at work that morning that we all remember. The night before, September 10th, he comes home with baby gifts from coworkers for your newborn baby, Justin. He's 3 days old then. How will you mark? How will you mark? A month? Less than a month to go. 20 years.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps because we're talking about that night. You're right. He came through the door. It was a rainy night here in New Jersey, and with all these wonderful baby gifts. And the next morning, when everything happened, and I'm looking at these baby gifts on my table, and every single one was from somebody that was killed, somebody that loved us, somebody that wanted him to bring home a baby gift on Monday. Justin was born, on Friday or Thursday evening at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little bit lost on the time, but these people wanted my baby and his child to have, blankets and toys and clothing. And I sat there and I just couldn't believe that every single one of those people were gone also. I lost over a dozen friends. Tom was a vibrant, loving, charismatic man, a devoted family man, and, loved his job on Wall Street, but he loved his family more.
Our heart, our sympathy are with you and all the families of those who suffered, and all of us who lived and remembered that day so well. Terry Strada, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your fight. We will keep up with you as you continue to fight for justice, of course.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.